Good day, I trust I find you well. My name is Talent from Transformation Team, and welcome to this week's check-in session. So, the work that we do at Transformation Team is driven mostly by the fact that the ability to handle and process severe emotions like the ones associated with grief and trauma is not innate. It's not something that we are born with. It's something that we have to learn, a skill that we have to acquire. So today I'm going to be talking about unhealthy behaviors. And these are behaviors that used as coping mechanisms when one is overwhelmed, and they come about as a result of traumatic events. So these traumatic events can be the loss of a loved one, physical or sexual abuse or neglect, and they come from lack of the realization that they are healthy coping mechanisms that one can adopt. So when we make decisions, we usually follow our instincts, and it is very unfortunate that it's not all the time when our instincts give us good ideas, and this is where we end up picking up unhealthy behaviors. So deep-rooted needs of attention and feel-good sensations can also be a reason of why people pick up unhealthy behaviors. So when emotional needs are not met, one has to understand that there are other ways to get their emotional needs met. And life is generally not easy, so we are bound to experience a lot of hardship. And when these emotional needs are not met, one will make every effort to make sure that they have their needs met. So some people do not realize that they have picked up unhealthy coping mechanisms, and they may go for very long periods doing things that bring harm to themselves, and these have very long-lasting effects. And some self-destructive behavior is when you do something that is sure to cause self-harm, whether emotional or physical. So generally you are a danger to yourself, and you do not know it, or you know it, and this can be conscious or subconscious decisions that you make. Some self-destructive behaviors are obvious. They are so easy to pick up, they are so easy to notice in other people. So these may include suicide attempts, when someone tries to kill themselves but without the intention to actually die, so that they can get other people's attention. There is also binge eating, there is compulsive gambling, gaming and shopping, and the other unfortunate thing about these behaviors is that some of them actually look normal. Like, we know of people who like shopping so much, so that when they do these things and we see it, we just think that is who they are, let them do their thing. And there's also impulsive and risky sexual behavior. So this exposes someone to a lot of diseases, and it does not help much. It only adds to the stress that they have. And there's alcohol and drug abuse, and also self-injury such as cutting. So the other thing that I wanted to mention about these behaviors is that as Black communities, as African communities, it is very unfortunate that we are people who generally do not accept emotional wellness issues. We do not understand, and we do not accept them most of the times. So when we then hear that someone is self-cutting, it's difficult for us to process, because we believe and we understand, and we groomed to think of those things as foreign things. So it is very important to get as much information as you can, so that you can be in a position where you can help someone who needs your help, or you can refer someone who's doing these things to someone who can help them. And the frequency and severity of this vary from person to person. Even when mild, they are still they still have long-lasting effects. So there is no reason to say we should not like call for help because she's cutting a little bit. As long as they are cutting themselves, as long as they are inflicting pain to themselves, there is need for them to get attention, there is need for them to get help. So there are subtle forms of self-sabotage as well that you may not even realize that you're doing it. So these include changing yourself to please others. You change your personality, you change the way you do things so that other people may feel comfortable around you, so that you may be more acceptable. And this takes a toll on you, because you're losing who you really are. And there is clinging to people who are not interested in you. So you make every effort possible to have other people accepting and appreciating you. And this is not a healthy behavior. It is very unfortunate that the person doing it may not even realize that that is what they're doing. And the more they realize that they are not being accepted, the more they try. And they go to extremes to just make sure that they are accepted. And there is avoidance, there is also procrastination and passive aggression. So avoidance actually stops you from getting help that you may, because you are stopping the possibility of anyone new entering into your life, and you avoid certain spaces, you avoid certain people. So it sort of brings stagnancy into your life. And procrastination, you actually don't get anything done, and it removes the ability of someone else to tell you that you can't do something, because you already do tell yourself that. You have conversations with yourself where you bring yourself down, so you don't give other people the chance to do that, and you are stopping your own progress in the process. And if you have one self-destructive behavior, it may raise the likelihood of developing another. So that makes it very important to just get it done, to just get help and then fix these issues before they develop into many other issues. And these behaviors may either be subconscious or conscious. Either way, they are from feelings of inadequacy. So I think that just cements what I said earlier, that when you need to accept yourself enough to feel comfortable even when you're alone. That way there is no need to cling to people, there is no need to go to extra lengths to please other people. And the process of self-improvement is very long and sometimes difficult, but it is necessary. So when you're talking about self-improvement, you're actually getting help, you're actually opening up about these things, and getting someone else involved. That's how you can then begin the process of change. So it is not easy. It makes you open up those parts of yourself, of your past, that you've been trying to shut out, to close. So you have to open up, and then you have to start dealing with the issues one by one until you can get it over with. And if you know someone who is engaging in self-destructive behavior, the best choice is to help them get personalized assistance. And this can be through a counselor or a certified health professional. And the other thing that I'd like to just mention is that if a person engages in self-destructive behavior, there is a reason that needs to be addressed with appropriate help. So as I mentioned at the beginning, that self-destructive behaviors are developed as a way to get over or to cope with stressful events in people's lives. So there is need to address the cause, there is need to address the case of abuse, there is need to address the case of neglect before we can then move on to addressing the unhealthy behaviors that have been picked up along the way. So that is all I have today, and I just need to reiterate that it is important to encourage someone who's engaging in these behaviors, or if you yourself are doing it, to get help, to get professional help. There is no shame in asking for help, and it does not in any way show that you are a weak person. Actually realizing and acknowledging that you have a problem and then getting help shows a lot of strength. So that is all I have for you today. Enjoy your day, enjoy your week. Thank you.